Classic Rock 106.1 WTAK. It is Freak Daddy, and tonight's the night we've all been waiting for. Impact Wrestling going to be at the VBC. It started here. The first event in Impact history, TNA history, was at the VBC, and tonight they're coming back, and they've got a huge lineup. And one of those guys is going to be here, the TV champ Eric Young, in the studio. You might have seen him last night. He was, of course, hanging out at Hooters.
It was.
You were the added bonus last night.
Yeah, I was like that parsley they put on the side of your plate, and it makes it look good. You don't know why it's there, and you shouldn't eat it, but it was there.
So did you come for the wings, the beer,
apple juice? It was the best. No, it was a nice Hooters. They were really cool to us. Very good looking women. You can go to Hooters. I've been to a few in the United States, and they can be suspects sometimes. I'm gonna be honest, but the one here in Huntsville is one of the best I've been in.
Yeah, Huntsville's definitely been known for the good looking Hooters girls. I'm the same way. I've been to some of them. I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I'm not hating, but
where's the girls from the calendar?
right.
They must work at a different one.
They're definitely not there. Well, you've been in wrestling for a good while. Like I said, with the Impact crew that you have now, you're fairly one of the younger guys on that show.
Mm-hmm.
But you go back into the WCW days. I mean, what's been some of the things that's been the most fun about being in both of those types of areas there?
Being in wrestling this long, I mean, it's kind of surreal. Like other than school, it's the only thing I've done for a giant portion of my life, and the fact that this is my job it's kind of surreal. And I've said it before 1,000 times. It's I don't ever forget that it's truly a blessing. You know what I mean? Like to be able to do this. This is what I do for a living. I've been a fan since I said we were talking before that you're a huge wrestling fan. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna ask the questions. Like you don't get that very often. I want to turn this around and ask you some questions.
No, go ahead.
I'm not good at asking questions, but we're gonna do this.
Okay.
So what is it about wrestling that you like?
For me, I've been watching it since I was a kid.
Right.
And for now it's got a different meaning because I've got a 5-year-old
mm-hmm.
and he watches it, and that's one thing I was talking when we interviewed Sting a while back, and I told him the thing that I thought was cool about you guys is it gives me that opportunity to have something in common with him.
With him, sure.
Which the other products don't have.
Right.
There's nobody on there that I knew when I was a kid. And so I was telling the funny story with Sting. I broke out our toys that I had. And my mom had kept all of the toys, so I had the Hulk Hogan doll and I had the Sting doll. The cool thing with the Sting doll is he thought it was Ace from Kiss.
Awesome. Very similar.
Which I'm like, I can't bust you on that because you know who Ace from Kiss is at 5,
Yep.
So that's good. But yeah, that's been the fun thing for me. I mean, and it's one of those things it's consistent. There's all these shows that everything on television is reality based. You may have one show that you fall in love with, say like a Seinfeld or one of these things, and then they go away for some reason. But It seems like the wrestling products have stood the test of time as far as that. So for me, it's like a consistent. I set my time. I have certain night on Thursday night that I'm gonna be from 8 to 10. I'm watching Spike TV.
Right.
So I mean, and I can watch it with my son. So I'd say this for me. It's kind of changed. I used to watch it because it gave me cool ways to learn how to beat up the kids in the neighborhood.
Absolutely.
It changed
pointers.
right. So, but yeah, it's good. I mean, as far as that, and that's probably with you. I mean,
yeah, same story.
I mean,
my dad was into it, and he got me into it, and I've watched it since I was 5, and I've never stopped. I still watch it today. I'm still a wrestling fan. I watch it several times a week. A lot of times I still own a VCR. I'm not afraid to throw a VHS tape in there and watch 3 or 4 hours of that before I go to bed, and I love it, man.
Now, did you have moments when you were, wrestling a Sting or a Ric Flair or a Hogan and have that moment where you've got to perform, but then you're also like, holy crap, this is like I'm getting slapped in the chest by Ric Flair. I mean,
yeah, it happens like every day at work. You're like, man, that's Hulk Hogan standing right there. Or actually, Hulk is a huge fan of mine, and the stuff that I'm doing on TV right now, and has pulled me aside. And this is a guy that doesn't even need to talk to me, and I'm going to still respect him because he's done it all and is the most recognizable face in wrestling, and has pulled me aside and told me that he's a huge fan and loves what I'm doing, that I'm good at what I do, and that never gets old. Having someone as skilled as him and has done everything, to say that is I'm an emotional guy. I didn't cry, but I wanted to.
Oh, I would have cried.
Yeah, it was close. It was close.
If I get to meet him tonight, I probably will cry myself. So
he approves of that kind of thing. He's a softie.
Absolutely. We're hanging out with Eric Young, TV champ, Impact Wrestling. When we come back, we'll talk more about the event that's going on here tonight. Some of the wrestlers, I know that throughout the area, the Tennessee Valley has had wrestling shows, and one of the things has been the question of, are these guys really going to be there? So when we come back, we will answer that question.
We will.
Right here on 106.1 WTAK.